Welcome to the Colors of Chloe show. On this channel, I host a regular live interview series bringing in creators, founders, leaders, and artists to ask them fun and deep questions about the behind the scenes of their career journeys. Let me introduce you to our guests, Griffin and Chris Spikoski from Sceptic Gaming. If y'all don't know already, Griffin is currently a 16-year-old professional Fortnite competitive player and a content creator. He did begin streaming about 3 years ago and amassed over 2 million followers across all the social platforms. So at the tender age of 14, he was one of the youngest pro players signed to an organization, Misfits Gaming. And during his time with Misfits, he did qualify for the Fortnite World Cup and surpassed 1 million subscribers on YouTube and entertained fans as he traveled around the world. He also partnered with and made appearances for the Miami Heat, PGA Tour, and collaborated with Marshmello. And I would like to introduce you, the gentleman next to Griffin, is Chris. So Chris did serve for over 20 years as the director for group homes for mentally disabled adults in New York. Really great work. And then he and Griffin have been passionate about inclusiveness of online gaming for people of all abilities. Just like many members of the board, Chris found himself helping other young gamers and their parents entering the esports scene. So my first question goes to Griffin. How did you first get into gaming, and then how did you start streaming? What's your origin story?
So, I mean, I've been playing video games my entire life, like my entire life. Since I was like 2 or 3 years old, I was playing on the Wii. I was playing like all the Wii games. I was playing like Super Smash Bros. And everything. You know, my uncle would get me into that. I would play with my dad even just like, you know, the Wii, Mario Kart. And I just grew up and I started like slowly progressing what I'd be playing. So I went from the Wii and then I went to like the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and then I went to the Xbox One. And then I finally took the jump and got a PC. And I remember when Fortnite first came out, I was just playing it with fun for my friends. And I remember my friends wanted to see my POV because I was, you know, pretty good at the game. So I decided to just turn on my stream just like that for fun, because I also would, you know, I'd watch some of those bigger streamers like Ninja have fun. So I was like, screw it, you know, what if I could stream and show some people stuff and talk to people at the same time, you know, win-win.
So do you remember your first major pog moment where you're like, dang, this content creation, this streaming, this gaming thing on the internet is so cool?
It was my first pog moment was probably getting signed to Misfits, because I got signed to Misfits like a long time ago. It was probably around like 3 years ago now.
Wait, how did they discover you?
I have no idea. That's something I still want to this day. They just hit me up on Twitter.
Wait, so Chris, did you know about it first before Griffin?
No, they actually reached out to him over Twitter, and at the time he was getting contacted by a lot of different orgs, different clans. I'm sorry, not orgs, clans, and just like friend groups and friend teams. And when Misfits reached out, tell them to shoot us an email, and we'll get back to them, and we'll do our research and we'll start talking.
Yeah, I'm sure many people reached out. So how did you land that or agree that, okay, Misfits is the one I want to go with?
We started talking to them. The first person from Misfits we had spoken with was a kid named Alex. He was very in-depth, very detailed about what their expectations were, they were looking for from Griffin, and he put us in touch with Ben Stewart, the CEO of Misfits Gaming.
Oh.
So we had several conversations with him, several talks with him. Talking to him is what really sold us on signing with the team. He was very family-oriented, very personable, very school comes first, family comes first. If you guys need Griffin to take a break, take some time off to focus and refocus on what he needs to do, by all means, that's what you got to do.
So I know that Griffin got his first big break. I think it was the first big break when you first killed Tfue. Is that in Fortnite? Is that right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That was my first kind of moment. I had like over like 100 viewers. I killed him, posted it on YouTube, went upstate, and when I came back, I had like over 1 million views.
Oh, 1 million views overnight?
Yeah, I mean, it was really fast. It went from like 100,000 and like the next day it was like 500,000, and then it just like slowly ramped up, and now it's at like 11 million.
Holy cow. Okay, wait, what went through your mind when you first killed Tfue? And then what went through your mind when the video went viral?
Well, when I first killed Tfue, I didn't really think it was him. If you watch a video, there's like a whole storyline behind it. You know, I killed him. I didn't really think it was him.
I didn't kill Tfue. What do you mean?
Oh, I actually killed Tfue! I actually killed Tfue!
And what was going through my mind? I don't even remember. It was so long ago at this point, because I've been doing this for a long time. I was honestly just shocked. It wasn't even like believable at that point, you know?
Yeah, holy cow. Then when did you start to realize that this whole thing could be a very real thing? What were some of the key questions you'll have to think through to discuss so that you had a well-informed decision to make this a full-time venture?
Well, when I first realized it could be like a real thing and like a real job was when I got offered from Misfits, because it's like an actual like dedicated salary. experience. Like joining Misfits is probably like my real first like spark of like, this could be a real thing.
When you both were navigating the creator industry, the gaming industry, working with brands, with platforms, with other creators, what were things that the both of you found surprisingly challenging?
Well, people don't realize that, these streamers and these content creators are actually people too. People don't realize that there's actually like humans behind that stream.
Yeah, for me, I guess a lot of the industry practices kind of took me by surprise. Not that all of them were bad, but just some of the ways that they treat some of the children that are coming up in the scene, as far as talking to them without a parent around.
I would love to hear from the both of you. I guess Chris first, if you had to give advice to other parents who are supporting their children in pursuing gaming or content creation, what's like the top 3 things that you would tell them?
I guess the biggest thing is for parents to do is to listen to their kids, talk to your kids, engage with them, embrace what they're doing, learn to support them, learn how to watch them and root for them and cheer them on. Another big thing that I hear from parents is technology scares them. Don't fear the technology. Don't fear the technology. Embrace it. It's not bad. It's not scary. It's more intimidating than it is.
Then Griffin, what's the advice that you would want to give other teenagers who are starting their creator careers?
Just to really, if you are passionate about it, something will work, not even just in gaming, just in general. If you are passionate about it, give it a shot, go, all in on it, even if it means, taking a year off college or something like that, go for what you're passionate about and really give it your all and make sure you're doing the most and make sure you're not slacking.
Chris, I would love to hear more about the nonprofit that you're building right now. I think that's how we got reconnected. And I think what you're doing is amazing. I want the world to know. So tell us about COPE, what it is, what impact you're hoping to make with it, how it even started, tell me.
So COPE, short for Coalition of Parents in Esports, we are a certified 501c3 nonprofit organization of parents of pro gamers and content creators. As I met some of the parents over at World Cup, just talking to them and relating to their experience, they all had the same experience as I did. So getting to know all of them, Shay Williams and Dave Crimsdad, 2 Fortnite pros and content creators. So there was a Twitter thread and somebody had suggested, you guys should form a group, a coalition. And Dave mentioned, Coalition of Parents in Esports, and that got Shay's wheels turning, and she rounded everybody up and got everyone together, and we just kind of formed together to have this coalition, this group of parents, so we can get better resources out there.
Okay, this is the last question before we transition into Q&A. But Griffin, I know that you're all about Fortnite, but is there the next thing after Fortnite? Is there something else that you would think maybe you want to get into?
I want to do real life content, like in real life content. That's something I'm super interested. I don't know about any other games right now. There's not really games that are, really good floating around. It would probably just be sort of just casually vlogging.
This next question is from Justin Yulin. Question, is there anything you're doing to make this career sustainable, or if you eventually pivot to a different career afterwards?
Being super consistent, making sure that you stream and upload content, whether it be 2-3 days a week and getting that locked down, because if you don't, inconsistency will probably be your downfall.
How do you hone your craft as a gamer and as a content creator? And then for Chris, can you tell us about a time where you had to dissuade Griffin from going a certain direction in his career?
Keeping my craft as a gamer is practice equals perfect. So just playing every single day and practicing and, doing the things you need to do to stay on top and keep at your skill level, I guess, and keep climbing your skill level even. And as a content creator is, I guess, also just consistently and keep doing, what you love.
I think really the only real heart-to-heart we had when it came to his streaming was his language and making sure if he was going to do this, he was going to do it the right way. For the most part, it's been all him. Where he wants to go with it, it's on him. I'm not the streamer. I'm not Sceptic. This is his brand. So it's just kind of riding it out with him and following him wherever he goes.
Question to Chris. Was there anything that you noticed that was different about non-streaming Griffin and streaming Sceptic?
Absolutely. Before he really got into, he still is. He's a very shy, quiet kid. So before he got into streaming and we saw that Sceptic personality, he was always very quiet, very to himself. But once he started streaming, we saw his personality was flip the switch, and he was Sceptic. He was an entertainer. Totally not the same kid we knew. So where did this kid come from? Over the years, we started to see the shy, quiet kid in IRL kind of blossom and kind of take on some of the personality and more the outgoing characteristics of Sceptic, and he would be more comfortable with himself and be more confident with himself. So I think definitely having that Sceptic persona helped him be more comfortable and be more confident and helped him grow into who he is now.
Were there any big internal struggles as you were growing so rapidly in fame and transitioning to a rapidly changing life?
I guess the number one is probably just to humble myself and
Yeah.
to know that I'm not the most important person in the world, especially back then. It was probably just like a slow thing over time. I mean, it wasn't too far after I like slowly blew up that I like kind of humbled myself.
Yeah, and just being able to appreciate the things that you've got.
What does your daily schedule look like? How many hours go into streaming versus studying/school versus taking a break?
Well, my schedule really starts off pretty early in the day. I go to sleep pretty early as well, but I wake up probably around 7:30 and I stream by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'll stream for anywhere between, 3 and 5 hours. And after that, I'll do anything else necessary that I need to, for my career. I usually put my career first, but I'll do like a YouTube video if I need to. If I need to go hop on a meeting, I'll do that. And then after that, I usually just take like a chill break for a couple hours, do what I need to do fitness wise, and then sort of just take the night to do my school.
My schedule's been pretty hectic lately. It's been a lot of balancing Sceptic and getting Cope up and running off the ground and networking, a lot of meetings for Cope and a lot of pitching to people. But again, first and foremost, it's making sure Griffin has what he needs to be successful in school, be successful in his career.
So that's pretty much everything. That wraps everything up. Thank you both to Chris and Griffin for being here today. If people have more questions or want to follow your work for the both of you, what is the best way to reach out or get connected?
Really, any of my social media, they're all at Sceptic, and everybody can follow me there.
Yeah, I can be found on Twitter at Spikoski. Anybody that wants to go look into Cope and find out a little more, you can go to our website, cope.gg, or you can go find us on Twitter. That's at CopeGG. And Instagram is Cope_GGS.
And then if you're new to this channel at all, I do host regular co-working and co-studying sessions throughout the work week. And then I put videos together and interviews around career journeys, life paths, and relationships on YouTube. So that is all for now. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you next time.